The sun dipped behind the tall buildings, coloring the sky in soft shades of orange and pink. Arab walked slowly into the park, feeling the air grow calmer with every step he took. He always came at this hour, hoping to see the one person who made the evenings meaningful. He sat on the same wooden bench, the one that had become his silent companion. His eyes wandered across the park, searching for the familiar figure who had unknowingly captured his heart. He didn't know her name back then, only that she came with a sketchbook and a quiet smile. A soft breeze fluttered the leaves above him, and for a moment he closed his eyes to steady the excitement he felt. Every day he told himself he wouldn't wait for her, but every day he did. That quiet longing had become a part of him now. The moment he opened his eyes, he saw her from afar. The girl with the long black hair and gentle steps, walking toward her favorite spot beneath the old maple tree. Her presence made the evening feel lighter, almost magical. She sat down with her sketchbook, flipping through the pages as if choosing a new moment to capture. Her fingers moved gracefully, and her focus made everything else around her fade. Arab admired how she seemed to belong to a world softer than this one. He wished he could walk up to her and talk, but his courage often left him the moment she appeared. He feared breaking the delicate peace she carried with her. So he watched silently, hoping fate would give him a moment to start. That moment came unexpectedly when the wind grew stronger. It blew her sketchbook open, scattering a few papers across the grass. One page drifted toward Arab's feet, landing softly as if it had chosen him deliberately. He picked it up carefully, noticing the beautiful pencil work on it, a drawing of the sunset, detailed and full of emotion. He walked toward her with slow steps, his heart beating faster than usual. She looked up, surprised yet grateful. "This flew over to me," he said gently, handing her the page. She smiled, her eyes warm and expressive. "Thank you. I didn't want to lose it. It's one of my favorites." Her voice was soft, like the breeze around them. He nodded, feeling a spark of courage rise within him. "You draw beautifully. I've never seen art that feels so alive." She blushed slightly, looking down at her sketchbook before meeting his gaze again. "I don't know if it's beautiful," she replied. "I just draw what I feel. It's easier than saying things out loud." Her words touched something deep in him, something familiar and quiet. They stood there for a moment, neither wanting to break the connection forming between them. Finally, she said, "I'm Liba." He smiled softly and responded, "I'm Arab." After that day, their meetings became a gentle routine. They didn't plan it, yet they always arrived around the same time. Sometimes they talked about small things, the weather, the sky, the people passing by. Sometimes they sat silently, simply sharing the moment. Liba often showed him her sketches, each one telling a story he could feel without needing an explanation. Arab shared his love for books, telling her about characters that lived inside his mind like old friends. Their worlds blended naturally. One evening, the park was unusually quiet, as if holding its breath for them. Liba was working on a detailed drawing of a bird perched on a branch. Arab watched her with admiration, the light falling perfectly across her face. "Do you ever draw people?" he asked curiously. She hesitated, then shook her head. "Only when they mean something to me." Her voice carried a depth he understood instantly. He wondered if she would ever draw him, but he didn't dare ask. Instead, he appreciated the moment, feeling grateful just to be near her. Their bond grew stronger with every passing day, like roots slowly intertwining. On another evening, rain clouds gathered above the park, turning the sky a deep gray. Liba arrived earlier than usual, worried she might miss their quiet time together. When Arab saw her, he hurried toward her with an umbrella. "You came even with the rain coming?" he asked with a smile. She nodded softly. "I didn't want today to feel different." Her words warmed him more than any sunlight could. They sat together under the umbrella as the first drops began to fall. The rain created a soothing music around them, making the moment feel intimate and safe. Liba leaned slightly closer, and he felt the world pause. Sometimes she talked about her dreams to travel, to learn more about art, to feel free. Sometimes she talked about her fears, losing people, failing silently, not being enough. Areb listened with patience and tenderness, wanting nothing more than to protect her from every worry. As days turned into weeks, they grew inseparable. Even the silence between them held meaning. Lipa began sketching things that reminded her of their moments: a bench, a leaf, a shared smile. Areb noticed the small additions and cherished them quietly. One warm evening, she showed him a new drawing. It was of a boy sitting on a bench, looking at a girl with a sketchbook. He recognized the scene instantly and felt his heart flutter with quiet joy. "You drew us," he whispered. She nodded shyly, her eyes shining with an emotion she couldn't hide anymore. "You became a part of my world without trying." That night, Areb realized he couldn't keep his feelings hidden much longer. Her presence had changed him, softened him, made him believe in moments that felt like destiny. He gathered his courage slowly, letting the right moment find him. A few days later, they sat together as the sun dipped behind the trees, painting the sky in shades of gold. Liba seemed lost in thought, tapping her pencil gently against her book. Areb knew it was time. "Liba," he said quietly, "some people come into your life like a quiet breeze, but they change your whole world." She looked at him with wide, gentle eyes, sensing the seriousness in his tone. He took a deep breath. "You're that person for me. I don't know how or when it happened, but I don't want to imagine my days without you anymore." She stared at him for a moment, her eyes softening as emotion filled them. The silence between them felt sacred, like the world waiting for her answer. She placed her hand gently on his. "I think," she whispered, "I've been waiting for you to say this, because I feel the same." Areb felt his heart swell with warmth, relief, and quiet happiness. They leaned closer, the moment unfolding gently, without rush or noise. The world around them softened into a blur. Their story didn't need a dramatic confession or a grand gesture. It grew naturally, slowly, beautifully, just like the evenings they spent together. Love had found them quietly, but it stayed with strength. From that day forward, their bond deepened. They laughed more, shared more, dreamed more. Liba drew new sketches with him beside her, capturing memories they were creating together. Areb began writing little notes for her, lines from books. Thoughts that reminded him of her, small pieces of his heart hidden in words. She kept them all safely in her sketchbook, like treasures. As weeks passed, the park felt less like a place and more like a witness to their growing love. The bench, the tree, the pathways, everything seemed touched by their story. One evening, the sky was filled with soft stars, glowing like tiny promises. Areb and Liba sat together, hands intertwined, sharing quiet laughter. They talked about the future, not with fear, but with hope. Liba rested her head on his shoulder, feeling safe in a way she had never felt before. Areb wrapped his arm around her gently, knowing this was just the beginning of something beautiful. Their love didn't need perfection. It needed moments like these, simple, real, deeply felt. And in those moments, they both knew that life had given them something rare and precious. In that quiet park, under the endless sky, two hearts that once lived in silence finally found a home in each other. And their love story continued to grow, just like the evenings that had brought them together.